Hi, everybody. Today I am going to talk to you about dogs and leadership exercises. So, dogs are great. They love people, they love being in groups of people. Some dogs, they could care less if they have other dogs that they're friends with. But just about all domesticated dogs love to be around their people, at least to some extent. So, what a leader, but there always has to be a leader. So, a leader for a dog may be different than what we consider leaders, but the concepts and the qualities are the same. So, for a dog, a leader isn't a bully. A leader doesn't force a submissive state. They inspire and motivate the dogs to play with them in a way that is friendly and approachable instead of, no, you're going to do this now because I said so. Nobody wants to play with somebody like that. So that's how dogs look at it. But they do need somebody to be in charge. And if no human steps up to be in charge, they will. And you may not like how they decide how things are going to go in your house. And that's why leadership exercises are so important. Because the leadership exercises actually show you, in a way your dog understands, how to tell him where he fits into the family pack, for lack of a better term, because that's what it is. You are a pack. You're his pack. That's the way he looks at you. When a dog looks for the characteristics or the markings of who the leader is, they are looking for somebody that eats first, controls resources, controls the doorways or entryways and exits, and is up higher than everybody else. That's what a dog looks for. So, with controlling resources, the biggest resource in your dog's life is his food. So, what you have to do, you can use food as a way to teach him who's in charge. So, when you feed your dog, we have two different ways. You can hand feed him, which is great because it wraps your scent around the food, and it's a bonding exercise when you hand feed your dog. It can also help your dog understand that certain behaviors are paid better than other behaviors. It can help them figure out things, so problem solving skills, and it also can help them work through frustration if you stick with it. So it's really important to control the resources for your dog, especially meals. The other way that I like to feed my dogs is by making them sit and wait for their food. That is the best way to show your dog that you control resources. And if they get cheeky, which by cheeky I mean not listening to you or going, no, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to take my sweet time. When you're feeding, especially either way, you can go nom, 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 and pretend to eat their food before you give it to them, and all of a sudden that just can make a world of difference in your dog and how he looks at you. The next thing is controlling doorways. So we tell our dogs when they can go out and when they have to stay in. So practice controlling that doorway, and your pup goes out when you tell him to. And it can be with you, after you, or before you. If you're going to do the before you, I recommend doing that when he already has the concept. And then that way you can have him, because when he goes through before you, he has to stop and wait for you. Just like when you go through before him, you stop and wait for him. So you've got to make sure you keep that in mind when you're training that controlling the doorway piece. Now, taking higher places. Being in a higher place is one of my favorite ones, because this one, and I've noticed it with my dogs, when I let them sit on the couch with me and I don't make them ask for it first, they get to the point where they're like, well, we don't have to move if you want to be on this couch. or I'm not going to listen to you, or fine, I'll do it when I feel like it, I get an attitude from them. But when I make sure that they ask and then I invite them up, it makes a huge difference in their response to me when I'm asking them for other things. So it's not leadership exercises and being on furniture is totally your choice. It's what works for you and your family. But it's okay. I'm going to out myself. My dogs sleep with me. Most trainers will tell you that's a horrible, horrible idea. But both of my dogs, or I should say all of my dogs, I only have two living right now, but all of my dogs have always listened extremely well to me. And if they didn't, I used the leadership exercises and not being allowed to sleep with me or get on the couch with me as a punishment. And you go back to those hard and fast leadership exercises and start, making those happen the way they're supposed to happen. You usually only need to do it for a couple of days, and then they're like, okay, Mom, I'll listen to you again. I'm sorry, I had to do that with my Boots, and I guess it's been about 3 years now since he decided he was going to get off the couch slowly when I wanted to get on it, and he's been fine ever since. As soon as he sees me coming, he's like, okay, Mom, I'm getting down. So to wrap up leadership exercises, they are a way to let your dog know where he fits in the family pack, and they can be used as a reset exercise if you want to spoil your dogs. It allows you to do that. But again, what goes on in your house and what works for you is what is correct. Don't let anybody else tell you differently, not even me. If it works for you, that's what it needs to be. So, have a great day. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.